okay, brother, you know, you're going to come out, brother, you'll do this to me. And then, you know, I'll do the springboard and you catch me, brother. And, you know, it was just like, it was real casual. And it was like, okay, yeah. When I'll just fill in the blanks and I'll do this and this and this. And it was like, lovely, brother. I'll see you out there. You know, it was really that casual.
Yeah.
You know, again, I was very honored. Like my first WrestleMania, and then being able to work with a legend like Snuka. I didn't, you know, I didn't not value what that was,
Yeah.
but it was the nerves. I mean, there really wasn't a lot of nerves, and it was real. Like I said, it was a pretty, you know, it was really casual, and
Yeah.
you know, the match was what it was. And
Was he one of the first people when you kind of realized, oh man, if I can wrestle more, maybe a little bit smaller guys than me that's athletic, I can really do something fun?
yeah, not yet. That really hadn't come into play yet, because at this point in my career, I am still. It's all about the character at this point still. I mean, this is what, 91, right?
Yeah.
So it's 1991, and everything I do is still formulating that character. The pace of how I walked, how, when, and why I was going to have a burst of energy or do something really super athletic, and then how I was going to get back into my slow, methodical pace, and how I was going to stalk people, and how I was going to, you know, when I did get knocked down, how I was going to set up. Everything was all about the character back then. It really didn't, having, like, you want within you to always have that great match, but back then it didn't lend itself to where I was at with the character. And as weird as that may sound, I mean, because I had to invest all of that character work to make that character viable and believable, and have people like really invested in it.
Yeah.
So that's where almost all of my energy was in character development right then.
Did you have any idea that Hogan having this match with Sergeant Slaughter was going to eventually lead to you and Hogan colliding at Survivor Series later on that year?
No, I had no clue.
That wasn't even.
I wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to be a killer heel, and you know, and just go on to whoever was next, and continue. Like I said, at that point, I was just trying to make that character better every time that I went out. Becoming world champion and beating Hulk Hogan wasn't a blip on my radar.
Yeah.
No.
So you're in LA, WrestleMania VII. You go out and you wrestle a Hall of Famer, and you know, one of the biggest attractions in wrestling at one point. I mean, what Jimmy Snuka was able to do in his heyday, and his athleticism was unreal as well inside the ring. You get done with the match. Now, inside the ring, anything particular happen during the match? Was everything clean? Was everything, you guys?
Most everything was clean. There was one kind of, I'm trying to remember, there was one little slip up. I think he, off of his springboard, I think he did a springboard that kind of got a little screwy when I caught him out of midair. But I mean, otherwise it was pretty much meat and potatoes. The whole goal of the match was to get Undertaker over.
Yeah. And
by beating, you know, a legend like Jimmy Snuka, it was putting me on my path, and that was the main focus.
Afterwards, you come back. Once again, it's just another day at the office, right? I mean, like, you go back into the locker room. Is WrestleMania back then? I know it's nowhere near like it is now. Was it kind of like? Did it feel different? Like afterwards, going out? Did you all have any after parties? Was there? I mean, outside of your typical, hanging out.
Yeah, I don't remember if we had an after party. I mean, after parties would come into play somewhere down the line. I'm not sure that we had one after WrestleMania VII. I do remember going to the bar, and, spending time with, Brian Adams. He was there, and I remember, just hanging out.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe I just.
I can't believe I just wrestled at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and it was, like I said, I mean, obviously WrestleMania was important, but it wasn't, it just didn't seem like it would become to me later on down the line.
And how important it became to your.
Oh my gosh, yeah, right.
Now, we're gonna rewind a little bit to it's your debut Survivor Series 1990.
Have we not rewound?
Well,
I mean, I'll let you get where you're going to go with this, but
I mean, you go back and you fold up Coco like a cheap chair, and it leads to Coco now at WrestleMania having to wrestle the Brooklyn Brawler in a dark match. Doesn't even get on pay-per-view.
Are you trying to
responsible for him not even
boys?
Not even able to get on TV at WrestleMania.
Wow, that's bold, brother. That is really bold.
Wrestling the Brooklyn Brawler.
Look, let me just explain to you. No.
Okay.
Look, I'm just saying it. Coco was good enough after that tombstone to get up in my face and let me know that I had dropped him a little hard on his head. Looking back, yeah, maybe I did. All right. I've apologized. I'll apologize again right now. Coco, I'm sorry I folded you up like a chair. I know you enjoyed being 6'3", but I do apologize. Okay? Had nothing to do. But he was he was good enough to get up in my face and let me know that I'd screwed up. I don't think it had anything to do with him working against the Brooklyn Brawler on a dark match. I will accept the blame where blame is due, but I can't handle that. That's not going on me, brother.
That's not on you. Coco's gotten a lot of attention on this podcast. I don't know, little surprise note before we continue about your streak. Hogan beat Sergeant Slaughter by a leg drop.
Imagine that.
Yeah, pretty cool. Devastating move.
Wow.
It is. I mean,
very athletic. Done properly, it's like a guillotine, right?
Hell, it's
cut your head right off.
Yep. Heard he was 7 foot tall before he started doing those leg drops.
It could have been, man.
Yeah, according to him. The streak starts March 24th, 1991, in Los Angeles against Jimmy Snuka. When you look back through those 21, matches and throughout all your illustrious WrestleMania career, where does that Jimmy Snuka match fall for you? I mean, there's of course the Shawn Michaels and the Triple H matches and stuff.
It's not in that neighborhood.
No, by any means.
No, it's not. It's not even. Yeah, I don't even think it's in that city. But no, it was at the time. I mean, it was a solid match, and then you have to what you have to realize here is not every match is going to be a 5-star match, and it's not designed to be a 5-star match, right? That match was designed for Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, the legend, to put over this kid and get him on his way.
Yeah.
We had no clue about the streak, but it was his job was to get me, to propel me to the next rung of the ladder, and continue, my rise. That was all. You're not going to get a 5-star match out of that. You're getting a veteran passing the torch to a young kid who's on his, he's on the comeuppance, right? He's on the way up, and that's what that was designed to do.
I think there's something. I mean, there's always something special about the first, right?
Yeah, they're usually quick.